Stampers, and welcome to my series of super simple stamping tips with Deb Valder. This is series number 18, and it's just on making a fork bow and the variations that you can do with that fork. As you can see, I have several different kinds of fork here, starting from the baby fork. Yes, this is taken right out of my drawer from when my kids were little. Here's a baby fork, here's another baby fork, here's a toddler fork right here, and then we have a regular size eating fork, a salad fork, and a pick. Okay, and I'm just going to show you a couple different variations on this. So your normal fork bow is done with a regular table fork. I use about 7 inches of ribbon, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the basic fork first. So here you're going to take about a 7-inch piece of ribbon. You're going to wrap it around your fork. Okay, you want the bottom layer to be a little bit longer than the top layer. You see how this one's a little bit longer than the top one is a little bit longer than the bottom one. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bottom one. I like to hold it over here on the side so that I have access to the bottom and the top. When you're doing this, you need to have four tongs, okay? Because you need an odd space in the middle. So there's 4 even tongs, and then there are 3 spaces, because you want the spaces to be the middle of your fork. You're going to take this back piece, the longer piece, and you really need to go over this top piece right here, because that's what locks in this piece of ribbon. You're going to take this, you're going to go over the ribbon and through the middle bottom. And for any of you that know, have seen my earlier blog, you'll see that I sing this. Over the ribbon and through the middle bottom, take that same piece and you're going to go up through the top. Okay, so it's over the ribbon and through the middle bottom and up through the top we go, and then you're done. You're going to take that piece that you haven't touched yet and the top piece that you just did went through the bottom and the top. You're going to lay it down and you're going to tie it from side to side. So the way we do that, okay, the way we tie that from side to side is you're going to take the top one and the bottom one and you're just going to pull. It's very important that you pull side to side like this. Okay, and then check your front to make sure that your bow came out okay, and then you're just going to slide it off. Take your Stampin' Up! Scissors. Okay, these are our good craft scissors. I only use for material and for ribbons, and then you're just going to take and you're going to make some pretty little ends on them. And when you're done, that size fork bow ends up looking just like this. So that fork bow is this size right here. Now the variation comes in with the size fork that you use, okay? So if you're using a smaller fork such as this baby fork, you're going to get a smaller bow, and you want to use a smaller size ribbon. If you're using a medium-sized fork or a toddler fork, okay, you can use a small to a medium-sized ribbon, okay? And you're going to get the same thing. You slide it off, and here is this picture-perfect bow right here. Again, this was the bow that we just used. With a salad fork, okay, you're going to get a bow that's about this big right here. This is my salad fork bow right here, okay? So depending on how big and how elegant you want, you can use different size forks. Now what I love about the pick, which is a bring back from the 70s, is that you have as many tongs as you need here, okay? So if you wanted to make a very big bow, you can use all of them. As long as each one of these, okay, that you're wrapping it around, there's got to be an even number of tongs and an odd number of inserts right here, okay? And the reason for that is because when your bow comes up there, you have to make sure that there's an even number on this side and an even number on this side. So if I did 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that means I have 5 slots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to go in that middle slot. So I have 2 slots here, 2 slots here, and I'm going to be working with the middle one. So that's pretty easy to remember, I think. You need even tongs, odd slots, okay? Now let me show you the variation on the mini bow. And I recently did a card, and this is the card that I did. And as you can see, her little bow right here is a mini version of the fork bow. Okay, so what I did was I just took some regular smaller, okay, ribbon, and this is our taffeta ribbon. And what I did was I took a regular fork bow and I used only 2 of the tongs. Remember, we need even number of tongs, odd number of slots. So I use these two. You don't want to use these two because you'll see that this one and this one are not the same size and your bow would come out lopsided. So these two tongs here are even. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do basically the same thing. I'm going to wrap it around these two tongs, but I have to ignore this last one, okay? So I'm really working with only these two tongs right here. Again, I'm going to hold it on the side in the middle so that I have room to go over my ribbon and through the middle bottom. You're going to grab that little guy right there, okay? And then you're going to take and you're going to go up through the middle. Okay, just like you did before, only this time it's going to be much smaller. And if you can kind of take a look at that, you'll see that the ribbon is just a little bit tinier. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and tie my knot, pull side to side like I did before. Okay, just pull side to side. Tie it as tight as you want it, because once it's off this fork bow, it will not be adjustable unless you take it all apart. So then I turn it over. I make sure my bow is exactly the way that I want it. It's so tiny, I know you're having a hard time seeing it. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to clip both of my ends. It's really important to have a good pair of scissors for this because otherwise you're really going to massacre your bow. And I know it looks kind of funny here, but like I said, once you get it onto your card, and I want to just kind of put it into perspective with the stamp. Here's the stamp right here, and here is the card. So what I wanted to just show you is that there are many different variations of the fork bow. You've got the basics, and you can work with any size fork bow. If you want one big honkin' fork bow, just go get yourself a pitchfork, and you'll be doing just fine. Hope you liked my video. I hope you come back, and have a great day. Thank you.